fake goods are a big problem in this country, and there's about 9.6 million KRA stamps that are missing. That ideally should be your stamp of authority. You scan the QR code, no matter how hard it is, and it tells you this is legit. But front page says fake goods alert as 9.6 million KRA revenue stamps stolen. KRA is at pains to explain the loss of 9.6 million excise stamps, raising fears of non-payment of tax and the sale of fake goods such as alcohol, cigarettes, soft drinks, and cosmetics. Auditor General Nancy Gathungu raised the red flag on the possible theft of the stamps in a fresh audit of KRA's financial statements for the fiscal year ending June 2024. An excise stamp, of course, is a revenue marker affixed to some excisable goods to indicate that required duty, popularly known as sin tax, has been paid by the manufacturer. It's also viewed as a mark of quality assurance because obviously watu wa Kariobangi Light Industries, etc., they are not paying excise duty, right? So for 9.6 million stamps to be stolen or to be missing tells you there could be 9.6 million fake goods in the market, and you wouldn't be able to tell because you scan the code, it tells you we're all
Imagine those stamps falling into the wrong hands, as it says.
Right? The wrong hands being every other
counterfeit goods.
Yep. We already have such a big problem of counterfeit cosmetics in the country. I haven't heard of counterfeit soft drinks, but I'm sure they exist. Counterfeit alcohol is a big problem as well. Same to cigarettes. And so these are goods that are given, the quote-unquote sin tax, which is... it's luxury, it's really not necessary, it's not good for your health. So here's a little addition to make, tuongeza the pinch of buying it. But now there's the sin tax, then there's the possibility that you've paid sin tax on a fake product. So not only is it terrible for your skin, health, nana, liver, everything, it is also not...
We really underscored this issue of counterfeit products. Right? We do.
Yeah, I mean,
have you guys come across...
manufacturers every day are always having this conversation, and that's why we have the Anti-Counterfeit Authority and the Kenya Bureau of Standards and all, and just creating awareness. But you see, this thing comes from unscrupulous business people who some of them enjoy some political protection, or just are able to bribe their way through. So when an issue is raised, a certain manufacturer says, you know what, my goods are out there and these are not my goods. Or some products have been brought into the country, grey products. These ones have not been paid, duty has not been paid for them. The government is losing. The government loses a lot on this whole underground market of fake products, counterfeit products, grey imports and all. And crackdown after crackdown. They've made some progress, and I think one of these days we'll have a conversation with the Anti-Counterfeit Authority and the others, but there's still a lot more that needs to be done. And I think it needs to come back into the consumer.
Right? Yeah.
You see, for the consumer, like alcoholic drinks manufacturers have now come up with that thing of code. You can check a QR code and see the authenticity of this drink that you're buying, which helps. It has done quite a bit in creating that awareness. But then there are very many other products that just don't have it. And they're out there in the market.
This is what I've always wondered. It would be in the Kenya Revenue Authority's best interest to seriously crack down on fake goods because of the amount of the loss of duty, right? The excise duty, every other form of taxation that is applicable to these goods, right? So why aren't they more serious about it? We have a very serious fake cosmetics problem. You can walk anywhere, down Moi Avenue going forward, you will see it. Very big fake alcohol problem, fake cigarettes as well, and the soft drinks like I mentioned there. The amount, all these gaps we talk about in our revenue collection, etc., this is one of the seemingly low-hanging fruits that could help us fill these budget holes, get to these, big tax numbers that KRA is always dreaming of. So why not go after the counterfeits?
Because it's not their main mandate. There's an Anti-Counterfeit Authority whose main mandate is that, and to create awareness. The question then comes into how well capacitated.
I was going to say, is it a capacity resourcing issue? Because they're dealing with a monster, and also just the intentionality to come down hard on it. Because as we've mentioned, these are all things that we're consuming, right? That just poses so many risks down the line. But yeah, I think it would be to interrogate the capacity, the resourcing, and hopefully have them answer to that at some point in the studio and talk to us about even the support that they need from us.
And I think they operate in a multi, this thing of in government, there's the word multi stakeholder, right? So they operate like that, multi-agency, multi-stakeholder concerted effort, which brings in, for example, all the government agencies. You'll have, of course, the Interior Ministry, the police, you'll have the chiefs, you'll have the anti-counterfeit agency, authority taking lead. You'll have KRA as well playing a role here. You'll have the Association of Manufacturers coming in, because I mean they're the ones who are losing directly. When I produce this and then somebody goes and fix it and sells that, I'm actually losing sales. So all of them come together. The question always is capacity, but I think even for them, and the challenge is to them, it's the communication. Come to the consumer and, just create this awareness to the consumer that, not everything that you buy is good, and here are the dangers of, when you buy something that's not good.
All right.
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder, we'll be with our smartphone. Not everyone has a smartphone, right? But will I be scanning a KRA? I bought a cup of coffee.
If it needs to come to that,
if it needs to come,
yes. If it needs to come to that,
because you're spending your money.
Yeah.
And some of the things that you do when you're spending your money is you want to check Ikonashimo, or you're buying
if it needs to come to that, honestly, Mariam, I would be game. It might be taxing and exhausting.
The consumer protection? Why must I,
Why must I bear the burden of trying to check?
Why must I bear the burden?
In the town.
Mchezo wa Nairobi, mchezo wa town.
You have responsibility.